Neighborhoods around the city still covered in a blanket of snow, and now bone-chilling temperatures are expected tonight as they could drop into the single digits across the state. The combination could mean treacherous conditions on the roads.
And we do have team coverage for you tonight from all angles across the city. But first, let's get right to Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown.
All right, so temperatures are incredibly cold, and I will say I was driving out on the roadways today. The salt is definitely working because the roadways are wet. My concern is that temperatures will fall tonight and those wet roadways will become slick roadways. So you will still need some extra time for that morning commute tomorrow as we'll deal with isolated slick spots once again. This is what it looks like outside. We're still snow covered, of course. Doing a better job on the roadways today, of course, as we've started to clean some things up. But once again, anything that is melted will be an issue as these temperatures fall tonight, and they really fall. We're at 26 degrees right now. We've dropped off from our high temperature today. We made it to around 27 for Indy, 26 right now in Kokomo, 27 in South Bend. Numbers not yet making it to that freezing mark. I don't think we get there until at least Sunday. It's not only the temperature here, it's what it feels like. See, winds aren't incredibly gusty, but they're there. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour. You factor in those winds to the temperature trend, and it feels right now like it's in the single digits in some locations, but 15 for Indy, 14 as we looked at Kokomo, and we continue this trend throughout the night as we'll continue to feel much colder than the air temperature here. As we take you through your night, if you have plans, maybe you still need to head out to the grocery store, run and pick up the kiddos. Temperatures holding steady in the teens throughout. It's going to feel like the single digits in the overnight hours, even as at times I think winds will go calm, but then they'll pick back up and become light, and we'll have the conversation once again about wind chills and what it feels like. By tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., I think the coldest point, I think it feels like about 3 or 4, and temperatures at about 9 or 10. With these numbers, that incredibly cold, it's going to be a rough morning at the bus stop. You may need to take the kids to the bus stop there. Our average low temperature where we should be this time of year is at about 22. Wednesday will be the coldest day in over a year. We're going to talk about the cold air that settles in tomorrow and the next chance of snow coming up in the extended forecast. Over to you.
All right, Ashley, thank you so much for that update. We are going to turn now to those roads. That's where iTeammates Cody Fisher is inside of our mobile news tracker tonight. Cody, where exactly are you right now, and what do the roads look like?
Well, Dakari, right now we're near the intersection of Primrose and 49th, and I want you to take a look out of the front of our car, and that's because this is considered a connector road by DPW. So right now, DPW says that they are ahead of schedule in plowing the primary roads, which means they're going to be shifting their focus to roads like this.
Our union's sheer willpower and sheer commitment that is driving them forward.
DPW says crews are continuing to work 12 hours on and 12 hours off. By being ahead of schedule, they're shifting their focus from primary streets to connector streets. This is a map from the city showing those roads. All of the red roads are primary, while the blue are connector streets. This is 49th Street, just west of Keystone. It's a connector road. We didn't see any plows clearing it today, but we know plows are out plowing streets like this. After these are clear, their focus will shift again.
Our intent is to be able to pivot to residentials as soon as possible. We are looking at another possible weather event this weekend. It is extremely too soon to tell. So as we get closer and closer to the weekend, we will make a call on whether or not to proceed and which direction to proceed, because we might have to begin this entire plowing experience all over again.
Crews are continuing to face challenges from Mother Nature.
Those freezing nights are going to make it a little more challenging to keep things like the inevitable, right? That black ice off the road. It's not impossible, but we're going to continue to salt the roads to make it more challenging for black ice to form.
And DPW says that they're focused so much on black ice because of specific roads like this. So basically, if they haven't gotten around to plowing it, if it's slushy because a lot of cars have been on it overnight, that could freeze on the compacted snow, making that black ice. So when you leave your house in the morning and you're coming from your residential road onto a connector road, that's when you could hit some black ice, which is why they're focusing so hard on putting some salt down to prevent that from happening. Guys.
All right, be safe. Cody, thank you very much. We turn now to News 8's Raina Revel, who has more on the winter storm and its impact on neighborhoods. Raina.
Yes, well, I spoke with people who have lived in Indianapolis for years, and they say this past snowstorm is about the heaviest they've seen in a few decades. And what you can see behind me right now is a snow-packed road that has made it quite difficult for residents to even get out, and many still shoveling today.
I mean, we haven't had a winter like this in, I'm sure, 3 or 4 years. I mean, we've had snow, but it hasn't been significant like this.
Michael Wilkerson has found himself shoveling his driveway several times just since Sunday, a task he described as unlike anything he has experienced in his 25 years of living in the area. He emphasized the urgent need for assistance in clearing neighborhood roads.
Emphasis is put on the roads downtown and the highways, which, I mean, I guess that's understood as well. But people in here got to get out and go to work, you know, so we should be high on the priority as well. There was a lot of people like myself. I shoveled like 3 driveways, and I loaned out my snowblower a couple of times. So, I mean, it's just people wasn't prepared for it. You know, people just moved here. They wasn't expecting it, so it was frustration.
Another resident confined to his home by a winter illness echoed Wilkerson as he worked to clear and salt his driveway, a job he says took him more than 2 hours on Tuesday afternoon.
I just did my front door, you know, with my blower, and today I just had to take off the ice in my driveway. So yes, it's been a lot. Well, I might stay more home trying to clean up, but hopefully it's not going to be too much because I've been suffering now, you know.
Despite the challenges, Wilkerson and his neighbor joined forces, shoveling snow to clear paths and connect driveways, helping the community begin its return to normalcy.
Actually, stay home. If you ain't got to get out, stay home. I mean, I've been here for 2 days straight. You know, if you ain't got to go anywhere, stay home and let them people do their job. I mean, you know, they're going to get it done, but, you know, just stay out of the way.
Now, if you would like to keep up to date with the snowplow tracker, go ahead and grab your phone and scan that QR code that you see on your screen now. It'll take you to the As Seen On section of Wish TV. Just look for this story where you'll find a link to keep up with those cleared roadways. In Indianapolis, I'm Raina Revel for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Raina, thank you. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett says he's proud of the city's response to the storm. He says all major roads were drivable all day yesterday, even as the snow kept falling.
It might have been a little bit slippery, but all the major thoroughfares allowed people to go from place to place. Today, we are focused on connector roads, and as soon as major thoroughfares and connector roads are cleared, then we will start on residential clearing. And this is going to take us an entire week.
The mayor said if we get another snow event like this on Friday, he believes the city will be in good shape.
All counties in southern Indiana and some in the northern third remained under travel advisories tonight. Take a look at your screen. This is the latest map from Indiana Homeland Security. Counties in red that you can see, those are at the highest level of travel advisory. That means travel is restricted to emergency management workers only. Counties in orange are under watches, meaning only essential travel like to and from work or in emergency cases is recommended. And counties in yellow are under advisories, just urging people to use caution on the roads. Marion County is under an advisory.